Well, it is a beautiful day here in the hills outside of Stuttgart in Germany. We are in another one of Porsche's special Heritage Design Edition cars. This is the Sport Classic. Just earlier, we were in the Targa 4S Heritage Edition. This is the Sport Classic, which is a bit of a different deal. As you can tell, we have a roof above us and a turbo engine behind us. The big news, though, is that to my right is a 7-speed manual. And currently, well, just until recently, the 911 Sport Classic was the only way to get a 911 Turbo, capital T, with a manual transmission. Now, just 1,250 of these were made in 2022, and they've already been sold. So if you see this and you want to buy it, good luck. They're probably already being resold for a lot of money. But this is a chance to see if a manual transmission actually improves the 911 Turbo. Now, the recipe here, it's a bit of a part spin car. The engine is from the Porsche 911 Turbo, capital T again, that's Turbo S. And the body is the wide body from the Porsche 911 Turbo. So you get the wide body, you get the turbo engine, and the suspension is a mix of Porsche 911 Turbo and Porsche 911 GTS. The other notable thing, the Porsche 911 Turbo is all-wheel drive. This is rear-wheel drive only. So it's a rear-wheel drive stick shift Porsche 911 Turbo. What is it like to drive? Well, let's head out on this beautiful mountain pass and find out. There is a lot of power at disposal. 543 to be exact, and I never trust those numbers because Porsche likes to cleverly underrate their engines. So take that number, maybe add 10 or 15% to it, and that's probably what this car makes. Now, despite all that power, it actually gets from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour slower than the 4S Targa Heritage Edition we just drove. That's because that car had four-wheel drive and a PDK automatic. This car has rear-wheel drive and a stick shift, so it does actually give up a bit of 0 to 100 time just to sacrifice it for that feel. That said, it does feel a lot different than the Targa 4S. There's so much more power, and the steering does feel a little lighter not having that driven front axle. There's a ton of exterior and interior design touches that throw back to earlier Porsches. In fact, this car has an exclusive paint color, Fashion Gray, which is not equipped, but that would be a Porsche 356 color. Just like the Targa, you get some fancy retro racing stripes. You also get a special double bubble roof, which is exclusive to this car, and you also get gold badges. On the Targa, you have the retro 1963 Porsche crest. Here, the Porsche crest is the same. That's because this car has one lug wheels and it just doesn't quite work with that lug setup. Just like the Targa though, you get that big number on the door. It's customizable to whichever one you would like to choose. And a duckbill spoiler which pays homage to the 1972 Porsche 911 Carrera RS 2.7. It's a mouthful, but it does look good back there. And as we showed by driving it on some gravel roads, it does demonstrate that there is a proper low pressure zone behind it. Also, you get 20 and 21-inch wheels which throw back to the design of the classic Fuchs wheels of years past. Inside, it's a lot more standard than the Targa 4S. It's just a black interior, but it's got two interesting things in it. Number one is a dash plaque, which tells you the serial number of the car and which one it was built. This one, just like the previous one, is 000 to be retained for Porsche's collection. You also get these very fetching houndstooth inserts on the door cards and on the seats. Otherwise, the interior is almost completely standard Porsche 911 Turbo fare. Nothing out of the ordinary on the inside. It's kind of a shame that they're limiting this car to 1,250 units because that's exactly how many people are going to get to experience this engine with this transmission. Sometimes Porsche likes to lock their desirable engine and transmission combos behind a special edition like this. They did it also previously with the Porsche 911R in 2015. Now, it's worth noting that you get a 7-speed here, not the 6-speed you would get in a Porsche GT product. And it's not as sharp, just because there's an extra gate in there and it doesn't have that same rifle action feel that we really like from the 6-speed. That said, I kind of prefer it to the PDK. The PDK is honestly, in my opinion, the world's greatest automatic transmission, but there's just something about shifting your own gears that I find incredibly enjoyable, even if I don't do it that particularly well. So is the rarest variant of the Porsche 911 Turbo the best? Maybe not. It's definitely not the fastest, but I do think it might be the most fun. For Driving.ca, I'm Clayton Seams, and for more sports car reviews, don't forget to check out our website, where you will find a full written review at Driving.ca.